Nobody's going to pay you $100,000 a year to tinker on their system when you don't have any type of documented background of working in tech, but you got this cert. What do you think about the AWS cloud, Amazon Web Services? So this is another popular cert that I see people on the YouTubes talking about. Go get the AWS cert. You'll be making $100,000 a year. You got people that have been flipping burgers at McDonald's for the past 10 years. And they think as soon as they pass this test, they're going to be making $100,000. It's probably not going to happen for most of y'all. Now, listen, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get AWS because obviously if you want to do some type of cloud work, I think Amazon, they got like a 60% market share of all the cloud stuff out there. If I'm not mistaken, they're the biggest dogs on the block when it comes to cloud. So it'll probably be in your best interest to start off with your AWS and then work your way up and get higher or more specialized AWS certs that'll hopefully get you to the $100,000 salaries. But just think that you're going to get, your AWS Cloud Practitioner. I think that's what the actual entry-level AWS cert is. Just thinking that you're going to go get that, you're going to get $100,000 a year job straight out the gate with just that AWS cert. I think a lot of y'all are living in la la land. And here's what I want y'all to think about, right? I see this conversation on YouTube a lot. So just think about this from a common sense perspective, right? You got somebody that's never worked in tech a day in their life. Right? They listen to somebody on YouTube tell them, hey, you go out here and get this AWS cert, you're going to be making $100,000 a year. Now, just think about this from the employer's perspective. You never worked tech a day in your life. You come into this interview, drop your resume on me. You got AWS in big, bold letters, but you got 9, 10 plus years of doing something else that's not tech related. Me as the employer, do you really think I'm finna hire you and pay you $100,000 to work on my cloud infrastructure, knowing that all you got is an AWS practitioner cert? Do you really think that that's going to happen? It's more than likely not. I'm not saying that you might not get hired. You could possibly get hired with it, right? But I highly doubt you're going to go in there and so, no background of IT experience whatsoever, but you got your AWS cert. I highly doubt anybody's going to be like, man, you got your AWS cert, no tech experience. Here's $100,000 a year. Go in there and make my cloud architecture do what it's supposed to do. I highly doubt that that's going to happen. Here's the reality with AWS certs. This is a type of certification that is mostly geared towards people who already work in tech, already have some type of background working in tech. They're working in cybersecurity. They're working in networking. They're even coming from the help desk. They already got some type of understanding of how IT is, and they want to add that cert to strengthen up their skill set. That's who those certs are really designed for. Now, that's not to say that the average Joe Blow coming off the block can't get that cert and pass it. The practitioner AWS cert is not a complicated cert. Although, if you don't have any type of understanding of IT going into it, it could possibly be a little challenging for you. But it's really designed for people who already have a background in tech and they want to transition to a different lane in IT. Like I said, I don't care if you're starting off at the help desk, you're a networking dude working in a freaking NOC, or you're doing cybersecurity, working in a SOC, a security operations center, or whatever the heck it is that you're doing. That's a cert that people normally add to the resume to enhance their skill set and make them more marketable in the tech field, to where that person could possibly get offered the $100,000 a year job or get something very close to it because they're already coming from a background of working in tech. But the way YouTubers present it and market it, from what I see, they present it and market it as if anybody off the block can just go get this one cert and these $100,000 a year jobs are just going to fall into your lap because you went and got AWS practitioner certified. That's not going to happen for probably like 99% of y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. This is not reality. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying if you're going to go get it, just don't be under this disillusion. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Don't be misled, TJ, to thinking that, because I don't know what your background is, TJ. I don't know if you got an IT background or not, but we're just going to assume that you don't. So under the assumption that you don't think that you just go get AWS certified, the practitioner, and then these $100,000 a year jobs are going to open up for you. That's more than likely is not what's going to happen for you. Nobody's going to pay you $100,000 a year to tinker on their system when you don't have any type of documented background of working in tech, but you got this cert. That's just probably not going to happen. They might still hire you though, but they'll probably have you heavily supervised. You'll be heavily supervised for like 2 years or something like that before they trust you to start messing with some stuff. Because you go around there and mess up some stuff, you might cause this company all types of headaches, put them out of business and all types of stuff. So we got to be realistic here when we're chasing certs and listening to YouTubers who tell you about how much money you can make if you just get this cert. Yes, you can make that money, but oftentimes a lot of that money is backed by years of documented experience. And I stress the word documented because some of y'all will be like, well, I built my grandma's computer network. I maintained the church's network, and I built my pastor's computer, and I did all this. And look, all of that's fine. You're working on keeping grandma's internet alive. You're the quote unquote IT guy at your church, making sure your church is up to date with the 21st century so that they can spread the good word to people who don't come to church because of, whatever the case may be. But if you don't have any of that stuff documented, you just go around there just telling people you did this, that's almost the equivalent of you kind of not having experience. You got to have this stuff strongly documented and not just in the lingo of, I fixed my grandma's computer. You got to jazz it up a little bit better than that. TikTok is telling everyone you can make $100,000 a year with just an AWS cert. Yeah, because that's the type of stuff that gets the views, it gets the clicks. You got all these people out here worried about they're going to lose their job because of the looming recession or whatever the heck was going on in the economy right now. Well, what's the easiest way to get somebody to click on your video, man? Just put in the title, make $100,000 a year with AWS. They're going to click on your video, your TikTok, your Instagram, YouTube video, and you're going to get the view and the follow and all that stuff. But is that going to get you the job? Probably not. If you don't have any documented experience working in tech, you're probably not going to get the job. I mean, you might get the job, but you might not get the $100,000 salary. I got 4 AWS certs. I did it for my cloud security knowledge, GRC. But see, PBO, you've been working in tech for X amount. Matter of fact, you've been working in tech since the 90s. So it makes sense for you to get all that stuff because, you're probably going to see some type of direct benefit when it comes to income earnings, or maybe you getting to a new position. Maybe you can move up to the chief technology officer or something like that. I'm talking about somebody coming in fresh off the block and all they want to do is just load up on certifications because they watch some YouTuber tell them they're going to make $100,000 a year is unrealistic. But that's what a lot of people, they sell that idea.